We call that naive.
I say write a story that's going to be damn good to read.
Get better. There isn't any of us that can't get better. So turn on this whole idea of personal development and personal growth. That was what my teacher shared with me that changed my life. Starting a few steps from here at that convention. I'm telling you, for things to get better, you got to get better. Don't ask for it to change out there. Ask for you to change here. Don't ask for a more favorable wind. We call that naive. Don't ask for better seed, better soil. This is the only planet you got. Now here's the 4 major lessons in life to learn. Here they are. Number 1, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. If you would have known me at age 25, you would have said, Jim Rohn's a hard worker. I'm the guy, I don't mind coming a little bit early, staying a little bit late, I don't mind that. You say, well, how come he's got pennies in his pocket and nothing in the bank and behind on his promises? Well, I was a hard worker, but I was working hard on my job, not on myself. I'm telling you, if you'll learn that simple little principle and start the process today, latest tomorrow, I'll give you tonight to think it over. Learning to work primarily on yourself. And start this whole process of personal development, work on yourself, make yourself more valuable to the marketplace. I'm telling you, you can so dynamically change your income if you'll start working harder on yourself than you do on your job. And see, that's how life gets better for you, not by chance, but by change. And anytime a person wishes to, they can make major changes in their life. It doesn't ever have to be the same after today. No telling what you could do today if you really wish to. Life and business is like the changing seasons. One of the best ways to describe life, it's like the seasons. You cannot change the seasons, but you can change yourself. You must learn to handle the nights. They come right after days. You must learn to handle difficulty. It comes right after opportunity. Learn how to handle the winters. They come right after falls with regularity. Some are long and some are short and some are hard and some are easy, but they keep coming. The winters won't change, but you can. And that's how life changes for you. And there's all kinds of winters, right? But see, the disappointments come. Those are normal. That's part of life. The winter when you can't figure it out. The winter when it all goes smash. The winter when it turns belly up. The winter when it won't work, when you've run out of money and you've got a broken heart. See, those are winter times. But the question is, how do you handle it? There's all kinds. Economic winters, social winters, personal winters. When your heart is smashed in 1,000 pieces and the nights are unusually long, your prayers seem to go no higher than your head. It's wintertime. How do you handle the coming winters and the disappointments and the down times? Well, you can't get rid of January by tearing it off the calendar. See, before I understood, when it was winter, I used to wish it was summer. When it was hard, I used to wish it was easy. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. I didn't understand. See, it isn't going to change. The lesson you must learn is how to handle it. How do you handle the coming winters and the disappointments and the downtime? Here's what you can do. You can get stronger, you can get wiser, and you can get better. That's the key. See, that'll change everything. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenge. Wish for more wisdom. The major key to your better future is you. The only way it gets better for you is when you get better. Here's lesson 2. Spring follows winter. Learn how to take advantage of the spring. Spring is called opportunity. Right after winter. And pray tell, how often does spring follow winter? See, opportunity always comes. Take advantage. Take advantage of the springs quickly, because there's only a few. Just a handful of springs have been handed to each of us. They don't come forever. Life is fairly brief. Here's the third major lesson in life to learn. All good will be attacked. Every garden will be invaded on this planet. Maybe not the next one we get to, but on this one, not to think so is naive. And that's the third major skill to learn. You've got to learn to prevent the intruder from taking all the good you start. It's one of the challenges. Every garden must be tended all summer. Now here's number 4. Learn how to reap in the fall without complaint. Learn to reap in the fall without apology. Without apology if you do well, and without complaint if you don't. That's maturity. Take full responsibility for what happens to you. Accepting full responsibility. It's the day you know you've passed from childhood to adulthood. The day you accept full responsibility.
Life seemingly does not wish to waste success on the unprepared. Life says, why waste a fortune on this person? They're not prepared to do the right things with it. They're not prepared to use it wisely.
The guy says, I want to be a great leader. The first thing we do is follow him to his house. We walk in and check his library. Somebody says, well, why check his library? The reason is because what a man reads pours massive ingredients into his mental factory, and the fabric of his life is built from those ingredients.
If a fortune was bestowed upon this unprepared person, it would probably be wasted. The people that could have been touched won't be touched. What could have been done won't be done, because this fortune will have been wasted on the unprepared person. Prepare yourself and ask of yourself, what can I do to make myself ready? Because remember, life was designed not to give us what we want, not to give us what we need, but life was designed to give us what we deserve. If you want to live extraordinary, you must do extraordinary. If you want an extraordinary income, you must do extraordinary things. If you want an extraordinary fortune, you must go with the demands of what it takes to have that fortune.
Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. Some people want to be successful, they don't even work on their handshake. As easy as that would be to start on. They let it slide, they don't understand. Develop an above average smile. Develop an above average interest in other people. Develop an above average excitement. And Mr. Schoaf gave me probably the greatest clue he gave me. Probably one of the most frustrating experiences in life is looking for an above average job with above average pay without becoming an above average person. It's called frustration. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. How true! Kids got good questions these days. One of them said to me, Mr. Rohn, how do you build the good life? I said, it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Here's how you build anything. Select the right ingredients, keep out the wrong ingredients, and it starts with thought. Everything starts with thought. So you must be wise and careful what you think about, because that starts everything. One of the major things Schoaf taught me when I met him, our lives are mostly affected by the way we think things are, not the way they are. The way we think they are affects us most. And you decide what goes into your mental factory. Don't let anybody just dump anything they want to in your mental factory, because you've got to live with the result. He quoted me a Bible phrase that says, as you think, so you become. When he talked about poor thinking habits, he had me. I used to start the day reading the morning newspaper. I mean, you can believe that or not. I'd get a cup of coffee and read the paper. I'd load up on wars and riots and murders and stabbings and killings, bank robberies and muggings and car wrecks and tragedies. I'd even read the back pages. I seem to like that stuff for some weird reason. I'd load up on all that, and then I'd start the day. You can imagine the kind of days I used to have. You walk around on your financial needs. One of the major things Shoaff taught me when I met him, he said, poor thinking habits keeps most people poor, not poor working habits. Most people work hard, but they don't think hard. There's a subject called better thinking habits. To the pessimist, the glass is always half empty. To the optimist, the glass is half full. Why would the same measure affect people two different ways? Answer, it all depends on how you look at it. The mind is like a factory, and whatever you think about all day long pours ingredients into this mental factory. And that's what builds the economic, social, financial fabric of your life. See, that triggered the whole life change. How to go from average to fortune. There's 5 simple steps. You might like to make a note of them. Here's the first one. Get serious. That's number 1. You don't have to be grim, but you must be serious. To go from average to fortune, you must get serious. And you must get serious about 2 very important things. Number 1 is setting your goals and where you want to go. Designing the next 5, the next 10 years is so vitally important. So that's point number 1. Now, the second point is get smart. You've got to read the books. You've got to come up with the information. Keeping a journal, going to the lectures, going to the seminars, listening to the sermons, picking up ideas from other people. You just must keep up this steady process of learning. Never cease your quest for knowledge. And if you will read the books, learn from your experiences, do all the things that you possibly can to get the information, sure enough, you'll be wiser this year than you were last year. There's nothing worse than being stupid. To make your life work out worthwhile, you've got to have some ideas. You've got to have the information. So you've got to be smart. In fact, in this decade, you must be much smarter than you were in the last decade. 10 years from now, you will surely become someone. The big question is, who? What are you becoming? And if you go to work on it now, sure enough, in a very short period of time, you can take on a new direction to become the kind of person you want to be. And that's one of the key points to go from average to fortune. Get smart. Now here's number 3. You've got to get going. All of the things that you've learned will not do you that much good if you don't put it into an action plan. Some people are ever learning, but they don't put it into action. They don't really take the action. It's like the man who keeps bringing materials to the building site and never builds anything. You've got to do something with what you've learned. You've got to take action. You've got to get going. Get going. It's a major key. Now here's number 4. You must get excited. You've got to get excited over some very basic things. One is, get excited over your ability to make yourself do the necessary things. Because discipline is major step 1 toward personal progress. What I would ask you to do, starting today, is get excited about committing an act. An act that's positive, an act that's constructive, to make the changes in your life that you want made, and to go the direction that you want to go. There's a very important question to ask, and the question is, 10 years from now, you will surely arrive. And the question is, where? And to become the kind of person you want to be, you've got to work at it. So that's number 4, get excited. Here's number 5, get away. You've got to learn to get away. You must learn to get away and be alone. Learn to get away and reflect. Learn to get away and learn how to live as well as how to earn. That there's an important thing called life balance. You must balance your life. How sad it would be to learn how to earn well, but not learn how to live well. A father takes $5, crushes it, and throws it at his son and says, if you need it that bad, take it. Now it's the same $5, but instead of dispensing it with joy, he dispenses it with animosity. Lifestyle is how you learn to live your life. Some people have money, but they don't even know how to spend it. They have time, but they don't know how to spend it. Some people are successful, but they don't know how to spend their success. They don't know what to do with it. That's the difference in not knowing how to live. It's called lifestyle. Take the time. Reflect on your life. Then you've got to take time to cultivate good friends. You've got to take time to be with your family. You've got to take time to be with the people who are important to you, designing your life in those respects. Recharge your batteries. Do some growing away from your enterprise. Then when you come back to your enterprise, after you have taken this time to balance your life, you will find that on the job, working on your enterprise, things will really go much better. Learn to get away and learn how to live as well as how to earn. So those are the 5 simple steps to go from average to fortune. Get serious, get smart, get going, get excited, and get away.
Focus is the most important requirement for success in our fast-moving world today. If you can focus, you can succeed, and if you cannot, you cannot. It's almost a black and white thing. Focus and fail fast. Learn quickly. Try something new. What are the secrets to success? What I found in my research is that there's a series of qualities that self-made millionaires have. If you have these qualities, your success is virtually guaranteed. The first is to develop a clear sense of direction. You can't hit a target that you can't see. You've got to know what you want in every area of your life. Decide exactly what it is you want and write it down and determine the price you're going to have to pay to get it, and then resolve to pay that price. The keys to success have only been 2. Number 1, take a piece of paper like this and write down 10 goals that you'd like to accomplish in the next 12 months. Number 2 is ask yourself this great question. If you could only accomplish one goal on this list, which one goal would have the greatest positive impact on your life? Put a circle around that goal, set a deadline on the goal, make a list of everything that you could think of to do to achieve the goal, and then begin working on your list. Do something every day that moves you one step forward towards your major goal. My promise to you that this exercise will change your life in ways that you cannot imagine. My promise to you is a week, a month, a year from now, you'll look back and you'll be absolutely staggered at the difference it makes.
Well, remember, trust your ideas. And that's the only difference between very wealthy, successful people and the average person, is that they simply follow their intuition. They're not smarter, they're not different, they're not more educated, they're not more talented, they just follow that inner guide. Every single person here, you have 4 ideas, an average of 4 ideas per year, driving to and from work, any one of which will make you a fortune. You can do anything you want in life. All you have to do is find an idea that's 10% new. And you'll find it if you flood your mind, read magazines, read books, ask questions, ask why people are doing things the way they're doing. Look for ideas. Keep your mind open and flexible. One new idea is all you need to start a fortune. What you have to do is trust your ideas.
This is the starting point of great riches, and it's the starting point of great success in life, is for you to have a dream or a vision of a wonderful future. Practice what top people practice, which is what is called idealization. You project forward several years and you imagine that your life is perfect in every way. The next key to becoming a self-made millionaire is to get around the right people. What is as much as 99% of your success in life is going to be determined by what he called your reference group. Why? Your reference group are the people with whom you habitually associate. It's because we are like chameleons and we absorb through the skin the attitudes, the opinions, the behaviors, the style of dress, the style of speech of the people with whom we associate, and then refuse to consider the possibility of failure. To become a self-made millionaire, you're going to fail over and over again, year after year after year. But your brain has a cybernetic mechanism, which means that every time you try something, you get feedback, which makes you smarter. The rule is this, there's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback. The next key is self-made millionaires always seek the valuable lesson. I mean, surprise, surprise, they always find it. Now, what do failures do? Think about what they've lost and blame their problems on someone else. Successful people say, what can I learn from this that will make me smarter next time? And my promise to you is that if you go looking for a valuable lesson in the biggest problem that you're facing today, you'll always find the lesson. Next.
The average self-made millionaire works 12 to 13 hours a day, works about 60 to 65 hours a week. I'll tell you this with regard to hard work, that in our society, you only work 8 hours a day for survival. Everything over 8 hours is for success.
What takes you from rags to riches is personal development.
Every hour over 8 that you invest is an investment in your future, is an investment in your success. And if you put in the hours over 8, whether it's studying or reading or working, if you put in the hours, it will pay off, and it will pay off in spades.
The next key is to dedicate yourself to lifelong learning. Self-made millionaires read 30 to 60 minutes each day. Reading an hour a day has doubled and tripled their income within a year. Very best places to read, by the way, are books, because books contain a wealth of riches that can enable you to function at a far higher level. The second thing you do is take every course that you possibly can. When you take a course, you can learn enough information in 1 or 2 days, more than you could learn in 2 or 3 years, or maybe even a lifetime. If you're not constantly learning, you're actually falling behind. Here's an interesting point. The more you commit yourself to becoming the best person you can be, the more you like yourself and respect yourself. If you listen to audio programs in your car, according to the University of Southern California, you will get the equivalent of almost full-time university attendance just listening to audio programs in your car as you drive around. When you invest in yourself and you read and learn and upgrade your skills, you're telling yourself, wow, I am a person with a great future, and it's up to me to maximize my potential. The next is to be prepared to climb from peak to peak. Realize that life is never one continuous train. It's always up and down. So it goes up. Like if you climb a mountain peak, you have to go down into the valley before you climb the next peak. So all of life is cycles and trends. The problems just keep on coming, like the waves of the ocean. They never end. We say this, is that life is 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Well, here's the rule, is all of life is a continuous series of problems, which means you have to bounce, don't break. You're going to be knocked down over and over again. And the only break in this unbroken series of problems will be the occasional crisis.
Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that'll make a change in your life's direction? Good question. What are you going to do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that'll make a difference, guess what? It's gonna be the same. And see, that way you can guess what the next 5 years are gonna be like. Look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are gonna be like the last 5 unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little, or change something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do whatever you want. But it's nice to know any day you wish you can change your whole life.